The 7 best phones to expect in the first half of 2015. 7. Xiaomi Mi5. We are throwing in Xiaomi as a bonus, but you should really keep an eye on that company. After an incredibly strong year, the hotshot company is mad with power, which it has to sustain without giving the competition any break. According to analyst Sun Chang Xu, Xiaomi's 2015 flagship, the Mi5, will pack Qualcomm's most powerful processor to date, the Snapdragon 810 octa-core 64-bit beast, along with a 5.7-inch QHD screen. Most mind-blowingly, the handset will be retaining its usual $325 Chinese price tag. Well, that's Xiaomi for you. 6. Microsoft Lumia 1030. It's do or die time for Microsoft's Lumia phone department, as the maker hasn't released a flagship phone for a while, and potential customers were flying away in droves nor knowing what will happen after Microsoft acquires Nokia anyway. The Lumia 930 was released in April, so the rumored first Microsoft Lumia flagship, the 1030, might appear in the spring next year, too. It is expected to sport a 5.5 Quad HD panel, Snapdragon 810 chipset, 3 GB of RAM, and a sweet new PureView camera with the jaw-dropping 50 MP of resolution, not to mention 4 HAAC mics for excellent surround sound capture. 5. LG G4. Not to be outdone by the competition, LG will probably try to usher in its G4 flagship no later than a year after the G3, which pegs it for a May announcement, and a June release. Nothing has been heard about it so far, but an LG exec said breaking the 700 ppi barrier is on the menu, plus LG Display introduced the display panel with the thinnest bezel recently, so we can expect more innovation from the G4 in the screen department, besides an eventual pixel density increase. We are also looking forward to an even better screen-to-phone size ratio, and a higher resolution camera with OIS. Given the release time frame, a Snapdragon 810 chipset has the biggest chance to go into the G4, too. 4. Huawei Ascend E8. Ascend E8, or the Mate7 successor, won't be the only 2K horse in Huawei's stable next year, judging from the leaked roadmap, as an Ascend E8, purportedly with a 5.5 screen diagonal, is listed with the high-res panel, too. This one should be the company's absolute 2015 flagship, as it also features a yet unannounced 64-bit Kirin 950 processor, 4 GB of RAM, and 64 GB of internal storage. It is apparently scheduled to appear in May, and cost the equivalent of $800 when it lands. 3. HTC One M9. This might not be the official title, as the speculation is HTC will stray away from the One titling scheme, and yet the phone is expected to be announced in March, at the MWC Expo, and be stuffed to the gills with specs. Reports claim it will have a 5.5-inch 2560 x 1440 display, 3 GB of RAM, a Snapdragon 805 SoC, and a 3500 mAh battery, which are the expected upgrades. But, the HTC One M9 is also supposed to feature a 16-megapixel camera with optical image stabilization, meaning HTC could well be leaving behind the ultra-pixel hardware. Also, given that Apple purchased Beats, HTC had to find a different audio partner, and that new partner could well be Bose. And, HTC may use an aluminum silicon carbide composite for the body this time. We can't wait. 2. Samsung Galaxy S6. Say what you will about the hiccup in Samsung's glorious Android crusade this year, but the manufacturer still remains the largest phone maker in the world, and the most profitable one after Apple. You can bet that all Samsung execs have taken notice from the S5 underperformance, and will be coming out in full swing with the S6. Expected to be announced around the MWC Expo in the beginning of March, the S6 might feature 2 versions, one with a dual-edged flexible display, and a standard piece with a 5.2 Quad HD panel, Snapdragon 805/810 processor, high-res camera with OIS, and a brand new design featuring more premium materials for the chassis. 1. Sony Xperia Z4. First things first, as the Xperia Z4 announcement seems to be just around the corner, with the CES Expo in Las Vegas commencing in a month or so. There are conflicting rumors on this one, from Sony will pull out all stops and intro a monster with 5.4 QHD panel, to an info one insider sent us that says Sony will keep using 1080p display resolution, but up the chipset to Snapdragon 810. As for the camera, all agree that it will be Sony's newest stacked 21MP model that allows for real-time HDR stills, and has 192.AF tech for shooting blur-free fast-moving objects.